Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between. They uh, they say you should never meet your heroes. Now, I've never met any of my heroes actually, so this is someone out in left field a bit, I guess. I've never even met anyone famous. Uh, I've never even been in the same room as someone famous. I guess the close, I mean, unless you count being front row seating at a concert, or unless you count the fact that I heard someone famous showed up at an event I was at half an hour after I left. I was still in the building. um, um, the the owner of the company I worked for used to be married to someone famous, and there was like a company party that I was at for like half an hour, and then I went back to work, and then they showed up later. Um, that's a side. That's a complete, partly irrelevant, mostly irrelevant, I guess. But they say you should never meet your heroes. There's a couple of reasons for this. The classic stories are either they put someone up so high on a pedestal that when they meet them and find out that they're normal, it's a huge letdown. Or part B, they meet their hero and it turns out their hero is a huge jerk. They're just not a good person, which is even a bigger letdown. Those are the two ways that story usually unfolds. And for the first one, yeah, heroes are people, or not heroes, but like, celebrities are people too. The example I'm going to use is Will Wheaton. He played Wesley Crusher in Star Trek. I've seen a lot of people say he's a jerk. A lot of people say he's an awesome guy. I think he's just a normal person who occasionally says things that, maybe he shouldn't have. Maybe, just says something off the cuff without thinking about it first. And we all do that. He's a normal guy. He's not a bad person. People just like to hate on him because he's a celebrity and he annoyed them somehow playing Wesley Crusher. I don't know. He's just a dude who happens to be an actor and he's well known. He's just a regular guy. But then you have the people that you find out are not nice. And, that comedian that you liked when you were a teenager, you find out has gone down a right-wing conspiracy nut hole. Or the musician that your friend introduced you to when you were, early 20s, you find out it's a racist. Or an author that you've liked for a long time, you find out she's a hateful bigot. Or a person who was a huge animator and creator of cartoons that you liked was very inappropriate with some of his underaged female interns. Yeah. These are all real things. Um, you know, there are comedians that I liked that I look them up later, and they're, now that they're in their 70s and 80s, and like, these guys he's gone nuts, man. Kirk Falusi, the guy who invented Ren and Stimpy, turns out he was not appropriate with his female interns, his underage female interns, repeatedly, multiple times, multiple girls. And of course, the author, who turns out to be a hateful bigot, she who must not be named. Yeah. And it's difficult because it makes it hard to enjoy those things now. Going back and watching old comedy routines, listening to certain bands, certain cartoons, certain books and movies. It puts a real taint on those things. It's a bit different when that creator is no longer living. A good example of that is H.P. Lovecraft. He was a massive racist. But, yeah, but he's dead now. If I enjoy those things, I'm not really contributing to him in any way, shape, or form. It's not supporting him. It's not giving him money, you know. But even then, I still, I've always loved the Cthulhu mythos, the Cthulhu mythos that Lovecraft created. But there's enough distance between now and when he was alive that it doesn't really taint the work that much. I mean, reading the books, noticing the racism, yeah, that's kind of that's kind of not good. But it doesn't really affect me as much because it wasn't really as much a part of my life. I didn't grow up, reading it. I hadn't been spent a lot of time, loving it. I just thought it was kind of cool, and that was that. But, if you passionately loved something for years, say Ren and Stimpy, and you find out that the creator and the man behind all of it was a sexual predator, it kind of ruins the cartoon for you. I loved those cartoons. I watched them with my kids. My kids loved them, in spite of the fact they were gross and disgusting, but they were also completely awful and zany. There's the books and movies that I shared with my kid, that my kids shared with me, that my kids got me to like. Then finding out that the creator is such an awful person that I don't want to go back and read the books anymore. I don't want to watch the movies anymore, which is a shame because I liked them. And it really, really does ruin these things to a point. I can mentally distance myself and say, well, I already own all the books. I already own all the movies. I don't have to give this person any more money. I can just enjoy them and just enjoy them for what they are. Take pleasure from them the way I used to. But man, it's not easy. Knowing that that person is still out there, still saying hateful things. Or if not saying them, supporting other people saying hateful things. And every time I turn around, something else happens. Some new actor, writer, performer, musician, comedian. Every time I turn around, it seems something else crawls out of the woodwork. Damn it, I just want nice things. I just want to enjoy the stuff I want to enjoy. As do we all. Life is hard enough, man, to not have to worry about, the people who create stuff you enjoy turning out to be awful people. And what kind of brought this on is that a couple days before recording this, Disney discontinued their relationship with Vin Diesel as the voice of Groot in the Marvel Cinematic Universe because he was accused of sexual assault by one of his former assistants. Now, I know that was probably, by the time this is put on the internet, a week or two may have gone by. I don't know. I don't really record on a set schedule, and I do record a bit in advance. So this may be, I'm not sure when this is going to go out. But once more, now, it's not like I'm a huge fan of Vin Diesel. I am a bit. I've liked his movies. I'm not a huge fan of Fast and Furious. I have never watched any of them. I don't like them. They don't interest me. But I loved a lot of his other stuff. I liked him in Groot. I liked him as Groot. I liked him as the voice of the Iron Giant. I liked the Chronicles of Riddick. I liked Last Witch Hunter. I liked Babylon that he did. I realize they're all cheesy, crappy movies, but I like them anyway. And Vin Diesel is a D&D nerd. One of us. I just want nice stuff. I just want to enjoy the stuff that I want to enjoy. And you guys are not you, but the celebrities are making it really hard. it's just kind of icky. And the allegations may turn out to be false, but uh, damn it, I want to enjoy stuff. It's sometimes just exhausting. I just wanted to ramble about that, I guess. Good hunting.